I am 25 years old, and as of May 29th of 2014, I was 16 years old and a sophomore in high school, and Mario Kart 8 came out on the Nintendo Wii U, a console that a lot of people didn't have at the time. But of course, my young self in high school would come home every day, boot up the Nintendo Wii U, and play Mario Kart 8. And I had an absolute blast with this game. And 9 years later, we are still playing Mario Kart 8 Deluxe on the Nintendo Switch. And next Thursday, November 9th of 2023, we will get our final update for Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, with the very last wave being Wave 6 of Mario Kart 8 Deluxe's Booster Pass DLC. A total of 9, almost 10 years, almost a decade of Mario Kart 8 goodness is finally coming to an end, and I thought today we would talk about it and just kind of give it the respect that it's deserved. So if you love Mario Kart 8, stop what you're doing, pay your respects by leaving a like and subscribing. But let's jump into the video. Originally for the Wii U, Mario Kart 8 was a beautiful game. It was the first time we've seen something with this level of graphics. I mean, seriously, at the time, there weren't a lot of Wii U games that really make people's jaw drops. And of course, we haven't seen really anything to push the limits of the Wii U. And I will never forget the first time my best friend came over to play the game, because at the time, he did not own a Wii U, nor did he have Mario Kart 8. And I remember him seeing Sunshine Airport for the first time, and just being in complete shock that this was not only a Mario Kart game, but a Mario game. Like, how in the world does a Mario game have graphics that look so realistic and so clean? Everything with the graphics, the character animations, the way the game played, the mechanics was just beautiful, and he was completely shocked, along with my entire family and every other friend that I would have come over to play this game. Mario Kart has evolved completely and turned into an absolutely gorgeous game and proved to be an evolutionary step for the series. But of course, the big problem being the Wii U. Yeah, the Wii U was holding it back before it got its big potential, because no one really had a Wii U. Yet this was Mario Kart, which was suitable for all types of players: young, old, experienced, non-experienced, casual, competitive. This was a Mario Kart game that people would love just if it was on the right console. But move forward a couple years all the way to 2017, right after the release of the Nintendo Switch, and we got Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. This game would not only have all the downloadable content from the prior game, but also add new things like new characters, a brand new revamped battle mode, and better online, to now a console that pretty much everyone in the world probably has. And as of right now, and probably not going to be passed anytime soon, it is in a large lead as the #1 best-selling Nintendo Switch game, with 55.46 million copies sold, which is in first place, leaving Animal Crossing New Horizons in second at 42 million. Yeah, Mario Kart has completely dominated the world. Well, what is it that makes this game so special? Well, considering the fact for a lot of people, it was the next Mario Kart after Mario Kart Wii. That's where a lot of people probably left off. A lot of my friends did for sure, because after that, I mean, what did you have next? You had Mario Kart 7 on the 3DS, you had Mario Kart 8 on the Wii U, and then you had Mario Kart Tour on the cell phone. So there wasn't a lot of choices for people, especially if you didn't play any 3DS games, especially later on in the life cycle, and also including the fact the Wii U, once again, didn't sell a lot of copies, so a lot of people were just still left with Mario Kart Wii all of this time. And then finally, when a new, better, and HD Mario Kart dropped, people were ready to dive all on it, especially considering the fact that it was on a successful console. But early 2022, Nintendo would do something weird. After riding the hype wave of Mario Kart 8 Deluxe and its amazing sales, Nintendo decided to do something very strange. Give the game DLC, which was a returning 48 classic tracks throughout the series after 5 years of the game being on the Switch, which was already 8 years since the game originally came out on the Nintendo Wii U. So what took them so long to actually come up with an idea of adding all of these old classic tracks back and remaking them? Well, it was probably because of the fact that they weren't ready to reveal the next Mario Kart yet, and they still needed time. The game was a hit, and they knew it, and they wanted to continue to that hype before having a gigantic gap before the next Mario Kart once again. I mean, could you imagine the last 2 years and still base roster and base course Mario Kart 8 Deluxe? Yeah, people would be hungry for the next Mario Kart by now. So this was the best choice, just bringing back tracks, especially since lots of them have already been upgraded thanks to Mario Kart Tour, and Nintendo brings back some of the greats, like being able to see Coconut Mall again, Waluigi Pinball, Maple Treeway, Koopa Cape, and even Rainbow Road from Mario Kart Wii. Yes, some of the greats have definitely made their return. Not to mention Nintendo would also give us every single city track from Mario Kart Tour, I guess as a way to preserve these tracks once Mario Kart Tour does shut down. And they didn't stop there. They would even give us any brand new or existing Nitro tracks that were already in Mario Kart Tour, which was a huge plus for a lot of us, which felt like new tracks, including a crazy out of nowhere Faithful Yoshi's Island track, which is just a masterpiece. Yes, Nintendo was still not done, even going back on their word saying that we were just getting old tracks and then giving us a couple of new tracks and even adding some special updates to the game, changing how the game plays. They even added Birdo, yes, a brand new character. They would go on to add even more characters like Petey Piranha, Wiggler, Kamek, and 4 additional ones with Diddy Kong, Funky Kong, Pauline, and Peachette. This booster pass was seriously evolving into the ultimate version of Mario Kart. This should have been called Mario Kart 8 Ultimate or something because it gave us pretty much everything that we could have asked for. But of course, as always, all good things must eventually come to an end. And with Wave 6 of Mario Kart 8 Deluxe's booster pass, it is looking at least right now that Mario Kart 8 Deluxe has seen its time. Now, unless Nintendo is hiding even more future waves that they're going to reveal later on, it looks like this is it, and it makes a lot of sense. Nintendo has stretched this DLC out for a very long time, over the course of 2 years, in order to, what I assume, give themselves more time to make whatever next big Mario Kart that they have in store. I mean, after all, it's almost 10 years since Mario Kart 8, and let's face it, as much as we love this DLC and love playing these old tracks on this engine, it's about time we see what's next for Mario Kart very soon, and with a new console on the horizon, it just makes a lot of sense. But with receiving an additional 48 tracks, we now have a total of 96 tracks in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, which is absolutely insane. This is the most tracks by a long shot in any Mario Kart game, and I don't think people really grasp how much they added to this game. Base Mario Kart Wii U actually only had 8 cups. Yes, you started with 8 cups, 4 tracks in each, which eventually, thanks to some DLC, added the additional 4 cups, which would give us a total of 12 cups. But then, that's all we had for Mario Kart Wii U. Eventually, with Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, they add their DLC, which adds another 12 cups, which gives us a whopping 24 cups now. Look at where we started, and look at where we are. Nintendo, thank you so much. But even with that high number of 96 tracks that did make the cut, 55 of them didn't make the cut throughout the different games in the franchise, which is still kind of sad, considering the fact that lots of those games that didn't make the cut may never be brought back again. I know a lot of people are having hope for the future of Mario Kart, but personally, I don't even know if they're going to have any classic tracks in the next Mario Kart. They could just forget all of these and make it something more ambitious and more crazy tracks and not even include retro ones. Who knows, but there always is a chance for the next Mario Kart. But at the same time, I am grateful for what we got, but I do miss the ones that we may not see return. And honestly, I don't know what the future holds for Mario Kart, but all I can say right now is that Mario Kart 8 is going to go down in the book of the Hall of Fame of games. This is a legendary game that has sold legendary amounts of copies, and it is just a primary example that Nintendo can make an old thing new again, and they can add to it to make it even better. But Mario Kart 8 is going to live in most of our hearts for the rest of our lives. It's a game that we can always come back to and have 96 tracks to race on. It is a game of massive content, and I definitely will never forget it. Even once we get new Mario Kart games in the future, I'm always going to remember what this one did for me and for my friends and for our time with it. it's just been an amazing ride, and it's kind of sad to see it ending very, very soon. Nintendo always needs one of those big games to carry on, to have updates and DLC and things to look forward to. I mean, we have it with Smash Bros. Ultimate, and we've had it for a while with Mario Kart 8 Deluxe's Booster Pass DLC. So I'm curious to see what's next for the Big N, but I am so thankful to have lived in a timeline with Mario Kart 8, and I cannot thank you, Nintendo, enough for supplying us with such a beautiful game. Let's all enjoy Wave 6 and have a blast in our final go-around with Wave 6 of the Booster Pass.